I'm not an ethereally feminine being. I tried with partial success, but I cannot chiffon float above the ground. My feet smash the earth with noisy weight, or else land in my mouth. Oh, why did I say?
No.
I once tried to be more delicate and pretty convincing from a distance, but it made me unhappy. Summer again brings out wafts of fairies, while my beautifully hairy pins protrude from my skirt at increasingly confident and comfortable angles.
Yeah.
I am learning to just admire the light-footed women, from within the knowledge of the work it takes to appear so, and not want to be them, and want to be me more of the time.
Yes.
And yeah, this next poem is your fault and Jay's fault. And I was like in the bath and like thinking about the body hair and like that and this is the poem that done happened. I mean, it got me out the bath, which is frankly a fucking miracle. So this is called Bath, Body, Hair, Silk. My legs velveteen, salted bath water in one direction, flowing stream, and cacti in the other. Dare I caress them? Realize I ought to, long past the shades of kids shouting gorilla in the playground. Before I knew my labels, before pride sat a tad more easily in my uneven in-between. Legs I once epilated to blisters, chicken skin rash, self-hating pointillism. In action, just to regain a fraction of time, smooth-skinned, then too quick stubbling, ingrown hairs punishing, my foolish swallowing of femme infantilizing, fearing anyone spotting my innocent animal adult body. And yeah, you can choke on that shit. Such short-sighted vision, self-destruction, disease spreading, never told anyone until you guys now. How once I started on my limbs, I began yanking from my fingers to act up woman, the illusion in the details. Underarms sprouted at 13, sole early sign of puberty, not quite what I thought I was looking for. Boobs, please. They're what everyone tells me I need. Though my pits are the only thing still shorn regularly to zero. Not for you, for me though. Just because they get itchy. And I always have, always will sport hair down there. Wilding maturity, attractive naturally.
Yeah.
My brows sigh relief that I leave them alone now. After tortured teens plucked into night ticks.
Hey.
How silly! Permanently surprised. Waiting, they nobly sprouted back, thin and spreading, making love to my hairline, low and wide as it is, creeping in all directions onto my visage and down my spine to remind me that I am kin conjoined with my softest self.
Oh.
Only stopped the last few years, tugging the tiny hairs barely perceptible from my lip and monobrow. Despite my long love for Carlo, despite an alopecia-style queen friend who treasures every facial hair and her 24/7, no-effort perfect haircut. Despite the beauty of NBs and women with beards silken and luscious, all that verdant luster. Some men frightened, smirking jibe at, not sighted enough to be enlightened by their presence. not lucky enough or worthy of getting near them. I wonder how many civilizations would have raised gods of these realist beings. At my top lip, bum fluff, barely visible imitation, newly I am envious. Scratching my trans friend's 5 o'clock under chin moss, the affirmation that it brings them, and Jay's wonderful poem, glamorous beard reclaiming. Wonder if I might let my 3 chin hairs alone now. Poor things. Cease all my pulling and my blaming. Thankful now at least that I held my nerve, never gave in and trimmed my arms, my back, or further in than the edges of my nethers. How did I resent Lanugo soft and barely present, the continuity in hair, beautiful protective, that has always grown there. Though, of course, had I removed it, the regenerating magic follicles plastic would mean by now all would be just as it should be. Falling out and resprouting, insistent perennially, no break or complicity. How could I resent it, this resourceful part of me, for so long? Social pressure, paranoia, self-esteem, magazines, unknown, non-binary, now I clearly see. I always forget the way my semi-shaven head sets my spine a tingle when stroked up. A high toy always hiding at my nape. Pleasure that needs no others, but like most things, it's nonetheless doubled when shared. Kept just my left side of L'Oreal lengths to show myself and everyone else I could choose to do the girl stereotype if I wanted. What was blared as required. But I'd rather be complicated, asymmetrical, many faces, all elements, gender fully blended. Gender fully bended, in fact, it says here. I like it either way.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's evident from this poem, isn't it? Shifting from every angle, fluidity flowing like syrup down my tresses. Wonder how long I'll feel I have something to prove like this. One day I will buzz it all off myself. And today I went looking for those I once abhorred and uprooted, leaving sores. The 2 or 3 dark hairs on my nipples, always more on my breast that leans queer. And I found just one visible, inch long and curling carefree, and for the first time I loved him. I loved them. I loved her. Genderless, always there, gently growing without my care. Another opening this week. Down I peeked at my very hairy toes, and I adored them. Oh, the cheek. Little fellas sneaking round when I'm not looking, squirreling into your hands to get my whole self relaxing. Come, would you, darling, give me the fur of your body, let me nuzzle into your chest, bushy breasts, my favourite nest. And making me your pet, and I will give you my figure, more wholly hairy, more bravely all future times. Trying to listen to what you actually say and cast away aspersions imagined of what you might think, all that newspaper ink. Even my dystopian dread suddenly has silver lining. Imagine all of our bodies renaturalizing. No time for trimming or for shaving. It may be hard running, but getting closer to the clay, which the sun tenderly bakes, so that the wind-blown grasses may frond ever upwards.
Oh.
like gently held, and then like, you know, some reaffirming energy from like all the poetry tonight. But I just feel like, oh, that's nice.